We made it through yet another week. Hello mga kababayan, kamusta po? Thank you for sharing your Friday afternoon with us here on Kababayan Today. This is America's first and only daily talk show for and about the Filipinos. Also, aloha to those of you joining us in Hawaii through Kiku Network. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. This afternoon on the program, we have a mix of everything from food to fashion. And of course, because this is an immigrant community, we are an immigrant community, we're also going to be talking about immigration. So many movements right now in terms of immigration. Attorney Joseph Elias is a partner at Reason Associates who's here to talk to us once more about DOMA, Prop 8, and even the F2A visa category from the latest visa bulletin. Hello and welcome to Kababayan.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so all smiles because it is good news. So many movement, and it's all positive movement for the immigrant community, correct?
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
These are major changes that have just happened in immigration that will reunite so many different families across so many different levels.
Let's talk about DOMA. Let's talk about California Prop 8. The Supreme Court decision and non-decision on Prop 8 actually came down 2 weeks ago.
Correct. Right about that.
How's it been? How is it going?
Okay. So what this has done is, as it affects the immigration community, is it allows same-sex married couples to now be petitioned and obtain immigration benefits. Both the State Department, that's the government agency that runs embassies and visa issuance, and the U.S. Immigration Service are going to now, well, they now have the authority and to start processing visas for same-sex marriages. So this would include green card visas, family-based visas in that respect, and non-immigrant visas. So, for example, same-sex couples who are coming here on working visas or investor visas will now be able to avail
bring their
of that.
partners.
That's correct.
Yes. What about for people that are here and they have partners living, say, for example, in the Philippines? Can they petition those living in the Philippines?
That's an excellent question. Now, they can petition their fiancés. That's absolutely no problem.
Okay.
What DOMA has said is that the federal government can now recognize same-sex marriages, and the Immigration Service has said that they will recognize same-sex marriages that are legal in the jurisdiction that they're entered into.
Okay.
Since same-sex marriage is not recognized in the Philippines, you can still, as a Filipino, bring your same-sex partner to the United States under a fiancé visa.
All right. There's one that's very interesting here, battered spouses petitions. What is that?
Okay. So a battered spouse is a spouse that has received physical or mental abuse from their U.S. citizen spouse.
Okay.
And if there is a same-sex couple who have undergone this type of abuse.
Domestic violence.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's the classic example. U.S. immigration law says that we're not going to allow this person to suffer, and we're going to allow them to self-petition and become permanent residents of the United States.
Oh, wow. This is so basically whatever is available to heterosexual couples will now be available to same-sex couples.
You hit it right on the head.
Yes,
Absolutely right.
Right.
Yes.
And speaking of available, visa availability, especially for F2A visa, and I'm hearing that this is big. Why is that?
This is massive because this is the first time in possibly decades that visa numbers have become current. What this means is people who are in the F2A category, that is the spouse or children of permanent residents.
Green card holder.
Yes, green card holders can now immigrate to the United States. They don't have to wait for their visa number to become available.
Okay.
Today, as at the taping of this show, it's a year and 9 months to wait for visas.
Okay.
So coming on August 1st, that's scrubbed clean.
Wow.
And the State Department predicts, for the next several months that these visa numbers will be available. So everyone waiting in the pipeline can get started right now, should be contacting the consulates. Those who are in the United States who can file for adjustment of status should be filing for adjustment of status starting in August.
Okay, I want to harp on that because you said today it's a year and 9 months to wait. Now, starting August, everything will be wiped clean, start from the beginning. How long is the wait then? If I file for somebody, how long will we have to wait?
So there are families that are waiting now that were filed a year, 8 months ago, last year. If their spouses are in the Philippines, for example, they can go to the consulate in August and do their visa interviews and get visas issued to them in August.
Wonderful.
That's wonderful.
That quickly.
Yes.
That quickly. And also, let's take out the notion among Filipinos, because I've heard of this as well, and people believe that it's true, that you have to wait for your citizenship in order to file for anyone.
Well, that's what everyone used to do because the wait was so long. In the F2A category, it used to be 5-6 years. Well, someone could become a citizen in 5 years, then turn around and marry their loved ones and petition their children.
Right.
This is no longer necessary with this visa numbers becoming current. And even if they do retrogress, they've only been a year and a half. So it is faster if you're a permanent resident to marry and petition right away.
And you need to file now that this window is open because it can close and it can retrogress.
That's right. That's absolutely right. State Department predicts that this is going to be available for the next several months.
Okay.
And visa number availability depends on demand. So the more people that apply, the less numbers that are available, and so they have to establish cutoff dates. And they'll say, well, we'll only accept applications that were filed on or before this date. And so that's what is amazing about August, is there's no cutoff date.
All right. Very clear, very concise. Thank you so much for explaining those concepts to us today. And if you want more, and obviously this is all case-by-case basis, that's the information on the screen. You want to schedule your appointment with Reese & Associates. Thank you so much, and more power to you.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Fashion and food still to come. Friday edition of Kababayan Today will be returning. Don't go away.